We're early.
It's good.
I'm early. Hey, everybody. Just getting organized. Give me a minute.
It's just me on right now. Come on, bouncing on it. All right. Nope. Well,
There we go. Okay, good. Okay, I got that. Let's see where we are. My chair needs to get adjusted. Okay. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh. It's crazy that it's already June 15th.
I know.
I mean, what the heck?
It's going.
How is it June 15th already? Oh my gosh. It's like we're halfway through the year. This has just been.
I can't say I'm sorry about that. There's part of me just hopes this year
We
goes.
just wanted to get December 31st.
I just want to forget it.
Let's get to 2021.
2021.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Exactly. Very strange year.
Hi, everybody. How are you? We're back for another Letters from Spirit, and today is an exciting day because, well, I like all the Letters from Spirit, though. I think they all have kind of nice topics, but this one we kind of did because a lot of you wanted to learn a little bit more about guides and their role and everything, and so I thought, okay, great, let's do a topic on guides. So, this will be slightly different than a typical Letters from Spirit. But I do have a channeled letter from Spirit talking about guides. So I'm going to read that today because I do happen to have one. So I'm going to read that to you guys so we can still stay on task with our Letters from Spirit. But before we kind of get chimed in, we're just going to let a couple of people get on. So welcome everybody for coming. Thank you so much. I just got to say again, and I probably say it every time, I don't know, or I just, I'm so grateful for all of you to come on board and to join me for these Letters from Spirit. It's so nice to create this lovely community together where we can kind of just, pause a little bit from the day and kind of get uplifted and support one another and talk about topics that are of importance to us and helpful for us on our journey here and all that. So I just love being able to do this. I love the positive vibe. Gia's with us.
Hi, guys. Good to be here. I'm pretty excited for tonight. I can't wait to hear about this.
Yeah, she's excited about the guides.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, she's excited about the guides. So how about you guys? You guys excited about hearing about the guides or, are there certain questions you'd like to know about guides and stuff like that? Because, obviously I want to answer questions. I usually do a 4-hour workshop on guides. And so this isn't going to be quite a workshop, really. It's just going to be me talking about guides and some things that would be really helpful for you to know if you're wanting to learn and connect with yours, and if you want to understand a little bit more about the importance of guides and how they play a role in our lives. And I'm going to share with you my experiences because I always teach through my experiences. I think that's the best way. That's how I think, because I feel like I can only teach on what I know, and I can only teach on the experiences that I have had and what has worked for me. So whatever I share with you today is what I know to be so, what has been for me. And obviously take what you love and leave what you don't. Again, I'm just sharing my experiences and hope that it helps some of you guys along and kind of helps you and encourages you to kind of build that friendship with yours because you've got them. So what's up, Gia?
Well, it's Julie says that Julie Peller.
Hey, Julie.
She says hers have had a lot to say lately. So, and I've got a few comments here. So
okay, good.
Obviously, everybody's looking forward to it. Definitely. Robin Castillo is so excited. Would love to learn how to connect with her guides.
Good.
Casey had a question, which I know you're going to address. That's the purpose of this, and it's yes. Do we all have a guide?
Yeah.
So that's what she wanted to know.
So that's an absolute yes. And, but sometimes people think, that the guides are, I don't know, should we go already or where are we at?
Well, we've got
my glasses on. I can't see.
I think
let's wait a couple more minutes because I got on a few minutes early.
Yeah.
I want to answer a lot of your questions today because I think that the guides tend to be a topic that a lot of people are really interested about. There's not that many people that can really share. It's not like a conversation everybody can chime in and give their viewpoint on, but I do happen to be one that you can because, I
Yeah,
spent a lot of time with it.
you're
So
going to have a lot of questions on this,
yay,
which is
good.
great. That's exciting. Why don't
Good.
we start with a roll? I love to do the roll call, every week.
Gia's got to do the roll
Got to
call.
do the roll call. I love to know if we
Me
have
too, though.
also if it's somebody's
too.
first time. If it's your first time on, let us know that as well.
Yeah.
But if you can give us a quick roll call, I always like to kind of call you out and
Yeah.
say hello. And Monica wants to say hello.
I do. I want to say hello. So let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know, what part of the country, if you're local or if you're elsewhere, and also, let me know if there's something specific you want to know about the guides, so we can kind of address that too, because we can kind of ask those questions as well.
We're definitely getting questions.
Okay,
people
good.
are interested in knowing how to meet their guides, right? Which is
Yeah.
something we talked about before
Yeah.
you came on, and that's something that you're going to kind of cover today. So it's going to be a good one. Julie Moore, this is her first time on.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining.
And we're a little delayed.
Every week, Letters from Spirit is different. There's always a different topic, and this is one because a lot of people who've been chiming in had been asking about guides, and so I decided to come on and do something special that would kind of help that because, I'm always interested in, helping you guys in any areas that I can, and I can add a little bit of value here. I don't know how much. I don't know if I can answer all of your questions because I'm not saying I know it all because I don't know it all. I only know what I know. I only know the experiences that I've had and what I have learned from my guides in the process. I can only speak that way and just understand that's where I'm coming from today. Okay, it's just sharing what I know and what has been true for me. Okay.
Okay, so let's kind of do a quick roll call here.
Roll call. Okay.
We have Deborah calling in from Idaho.
Hi, Deborah from Idaho. Hey, Deborah, how are you?
Lori calling from Florida.
Hi, Lori.
Susan from Montana. I don't think we've had Montana before, have
Hi,
we?
Susan.
Maybe we have.
Susan from Montana. Yeah,
we have.
Yes.
Okay. Selena, Massachusetts.
Hi, Selena. It's a pretty name.
I love
Selena.
that name.
It's a beautiful name.
Amy from Simi Valley.
Hi, Amy.
Julie, Riverside.
Hey, Julie.
And so far, first time and I'm going to look here, but we've got a Julie Moore, first time.
Hi, Julie.
Selena, it's actually her first time.
Oh, Selena, thank you for joining too.
And we've got Kelsey, first time.
Hey, Kelsey.
And as we go down the list here, it looks like we've got Robin is from West Florida.
West Florida. Hi, Robin.
Debbie's back again from Oklahoma City.
Hi, Debbie. Oklahoma. Nice there.
Dottie's back. She's a regular from Agora.
Hey, Dottie. Good to see you here again. Good. Sounds good.
Lorraine from Granada Hills.
Lorraine from, yep. Hi, Lorraine.
Lisa from Georgia.
Lisa from Georgia. Good. Hey, Lisa.
We've got, let's see here, Kayla Grace. It's her first time.
Kayla Grace. Do you go by Kayla or Kayla
I like
Grace?
That name.
I like that Kayla Grace. Is that like a middle name or is that a last name? That's beautiful.
I don't know. I like it.
Gosh, you scored in the name department. Man.
And I don't know if I said this one. Did I say already Lisa from Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Christine back again for her second week. Christine Croce.
Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining in again. That's awesome.
Melissa, her second time, and she's calling from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky.
And looks like Priscilla, it's her first time, and she's from Moreno Valley.
Moreno Valley, Priscilla. All these beautiful names.
I know.
Gosh.
Mary Foreman from Lancaster.
Oh, hi, Mary.
Interesting. Lori Brood, who's from Florida,
Yeah.
and she's asking if you're going to be doing online classes regarding the guides, about guides.
I hadn't thought about it actually, Lori. I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. I haven't done a lot of teaching online, so I'm doing that Beautiful You workshop. So I have the Beautiful You that's going to be June 27th. And that's going to be 3 hours online. And, we'll see. I mean, I guess if there's interest, I'm always open to it. I've learned a long time ago to just be open to things and not, not ever close doors. And so,
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Stacy Parker said it's her first time listening, but my guess is she's had a reading with you because she said it's not the first time meeting you.
Oh,
So,
hi, Stacy. Good.
Angie,
So wonderful.
we got a couple more, so I'm just going to run down.
Okay,
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, they keep coming on.
Okay, good.
Okay, which is great.
Hi, Angie.
Angie, Minnesota.
Love it.
Evie, of course. Hi, Evie. OC.
Hi, Evie. We love you.
Yeah. Christine, Naples, Florida.
Naples, Florida.
Diane, Florida. God, we're getting a lot of
Florida.
Yeah.
Is it Floridians? Is that how
Floridians?
Yes. Floridians? Yeah.
And it looks like
I had a reading with somebody in Florida today, and they had really nice weather.
Selena said Kelsey is her daughter. So Selena and Kelsey are both new this week, but they're mother-daughter. So we got a mom.
I got buzzes. I love that. I love when the moms are bringing their kids. I love that when they've got it's something you can kind of do together and kind of share. I love that. So amazing. So that's awesome. So thanks for that.
Elena.
I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure they will. It's going to be a good one. Alina,
I don't know. I'm winging it.
Alina from San Diego.
That's how I roll.
That's okay.
Sorry,
Alina from San Diego's on.
Hey, San Diego.
All right. We got Debbie from Texas. First time.
Texas.
Texas is in the house.
Gia's going to be maybe moving to Texas.
Yeah, we're looking at...
I keep losing my girlfriends. They keep leaving California.
We're looking at New Braunfels area, somewhere out in there. So if I ever get out there to actually look, but that's what we're talking about doing.
I might tie her here.
Becky, Jane.
Becky.
And she's calling from UK.
From the UK.
All
hey,
right.
Becky. From the UK. Love. What? It's late for you, isn't it? What are you doing up so late? It's in the middle of the night for you.
Watching you. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, my gosh. I better do good.
Yep.
She's staying up late for me.
Sandy Clark is
hi, Sandy.
Kayla's her friend, so Kayla on here is Sandy's friend, and they're from Reno, Nevada.
I love this, you guys sharing with your friends. I love it. Hey, if you guys think that this topic or anything would be really good, you guys could share this page with anyone, or share it on your page, or share it with friends. If you think this would be good for them, it would be kind of enjoyable. If you know people that are kind of into this.
It's good. Yeah. Gigi is here, and she said she's here. She's had 2 readings with you.
Nice.
And third time with the letters.
Oh, third time here with the letters, and you've had 2 readings with me. Hey, Gigi.
Alyssa from Fontana.
From Fontana. Okay, gotcha. Fontana.
We have Becky as well from UK.
Is the internet good? I just want to make sure, too.
Yeah, you look great.
Who's from the UK?
Becky.
Becky, right? Got it.
And
wonderful.
Let's see here. I want to make sure we've got Susan from Largo, Florida.
Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi, all you guys. Thank you so much. Another mother-daughter.
I know you want to get rolling, but
I love it.
I have another.
You don't even know. That makes me so excited.
Yeah.
That gets me really
Pamela
excited.
And Chelsea.
I love that.
Pamela and Chelsea, mother-daughter.
Yeah. Hey, Pam. I know them.
Joyce from Winnetka. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Winnetka.
You're looking at me. I'm not seeing it. I can't see without my glasses.
I have glasses on and I still can't pronounce it.
Are you guys like that? Can you not see without glasses? Come on. It's not just me, right? OMG.
And then Sandy from Pittsburgh is also here.
From Pittsburgh.
So
right there. Okay, guys.
Full house tonight.
Full house. Okay, fantastic. All right. So I want to just let you guys know, for instance, just really quick, I'm doing the Beautiful You workshop. It's going to be Saturday, June 27th. It's a 3-hour workshop. It's going to be online over Zoom. You can get tickets on my website under my upcoming events page, monicaturlings.com. And they're $39, and it's 3 hours. It's all about filling your tank. Let's get us in a more positive vibe. Let's get us, stepping into better ways of being, to kind of raise our vibration and to live more joyfully. And there's takes from the book Destination Self. We're just going to dive deeper, go a little deeper. I'm going to be there to kind of help guide you through things, take things a little farther. So it's going to be fun. So anyway, that's 3 hours of Beautiful You. You can get a ticket on my website. Also, if you guys are interested in having a private reading with me, there's a link in this post, in the description of this post, of this Facebook Live. There's a link where you could see my different readings, see the prices of them, description of them, and my calendar, and a way to secure your payment if you want to get one. So that's all here too. There's a link if you want to. Okay, you guys can get a reading. Okay, so yay.
I just want to throw in there, a lot of people are saying you're just beautiful. They love your energy.
Aww.
That's kind of, and then Sandy Clark wanted you to know that she's loving the book.
Oh, so. Yes, she you emailed me. I think you emailed me or messaged me or something that Sandra got the book, and I hope you're enjoying it. It's like, I mean, again, I never understood quite why that book was written when we wrote it, and it makes clear, perfect sense now. But in the moment when I was writing it, I didn't understand why they wrote that when I was a medium, and now I understand. It's because, sometimes we lose ourselves when we grieve and when we lose people, and so it's about finding our way back. So it's not a book on grief; it's a book on finding yourself. And so I'm glad you're enjoying it, darling. And thank you so much for sharing and all of that. So,
And it looks like we've got another Michelle just joining on. It's
hey,
also
Michelle.
her first time here.
Hey,
So
Michelle.
lots of
Thanks for joining.
first time people. That's exciting.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's exciting. So thank you for joining. For all of you guys that are new, just really quickly, Letters from Spirit is every week on Monday, 5 o'clock California time, Pacific Standard Time. And every week's a new topic. I think next week I'm going to do a topic on forgiveness. Somebody had asked me. I have a lot of different channel ones I could be doing, but for some reason I think I'm going to do the forgiveness one. Somebody had asked about me having the Guides channel, a topic on forgiveness. And so I listened last week. I did it. And so I have that. And so I think next weekend we'll do that. Okay. So maybe if you guys are interested in understanding a little bit the spirit world's take on forgiveness, you can join in next Monday at 5 o'clock. That I think is going to be the topic. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Do you have the book here to show real quick?
Yeah.
Because we have a couple of people asking the name of the book, so they're probably first time here.
Right there. You could buy it on Amazon. It's $11.99. There's a book page on my website, monicaturlings.com. There's a book page and there's a trailer where I talk about the book, and then there's a link to Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And they're $11.99 on both sites. And there's a little link there you can click and go directly to the page. Yeah. So and I think it's Prime too.
Great.
On Amazon. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to get started.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
But then
okay.
I know you're going to encourage lots of questions
yes.
throughout this, and I'm going to do my best to track them
Okay, so
for you.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing this as a workshop format. I'm doing this as a Letters from Spirit format, where I'm gonna read a channeled letter from the guides, my Guides Edgar, about guides, and then we're gonna have a little discussion on it, and then I'm gonna go in and talk about guides and how they show up in your life, how they communicate with you, how you can build that friendship and that relationship with yours. I'm going to share with you things that I've done, and I will share with you those things, and you can take it on board if you want to. And take, again, what I'm sharing with you today. You take what you want, leave what you don't want. If it resonates, beautiful. If it doesn't, totally okay too. I'm just sharing my experiences, okay, and what worked for me. And there we go. Okay, so should we go?
Yeah.
Should we start? Okay.
Yeah.
So this channeled session from my guides, it was a channeled letter that they gave me for a spirit guide workshop that I did, because I've taught many of these. And so it was a letter that they channeled to read to the people attending the workshop. And so I'm going to read that to you because I happen to have it. And so I thought that'd be good to add today.
I'm sorry, my bad. Before you do, can you just note, of course, you're doing your giveaways this week.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I am. I'm gonna give away stuff today. You know I like to do that. You know I like to give away things. So I'm gonna be giving away, but this week it's gonna be an e-book or an iBook or an ebook of Destination Self. And simply because last week it took me literally almost a week to get to the post office, I did not have any time. I didn't have any time. And I felt so bad that it took me nearly a week to get that book out. And I just don't like to be like that. I don't like to be that girl. And so I said this week, because I have a really busy week this week too, that I'm just going to do an ebook this week. So just so
it all
I
reads,
can catch up.
It all reads the same. It all reads
the same.
Yes.
And so I'll send you 2 versions. Okay. So if you win the book, I'm going to give you an iBook version, which is really nice. All the pages turn and everything. It's really pretty. And then a PDF. Also, I'm going to be giving away a ticket to my workshop, The Beautiful You, which is Saturday, June 27th. So for that one, if you cannot make Saturday, June 27th at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, don't try to win that one. Okay, leave it for somebody who can make it, because I want to make sure that somebody who wins will want to go. So anyway, I'm going to be giving away that, and then I'm going to give away a 30-minute private reading with me. So you can do a hybrid reading, which is a combination reading. You can do a mediumship reading, which is, solely connecting with loved ones on the other side, or a soul session, which is all about kind of helping you get unstuck. If you're feeling a little bit stuck in life a little bit and you kind of need a little fuel in the tank, I'm going to work with you to kind of feel through some areas maybe we can work through. So that's a soul session. So either reading you want, whatever you need is what I'm going to offer. So that's up to you. So that's going to be tonight. That's what we're going to be winning. Should we give away something really fast or no? No?
Well, let's do the book.
Do the book. You want to do the book?
Let's do the book. Before we
Okay.
get started.
All right, let's do the book. Okay, someone's going to win an e-version of my book. So let's just start it off. Let's do that. So Destination Self, it's written by my Guides, Edgar. It took me 19 days to write. I will tell you too, the editing process of this book was heartbreaking. I lost like, I don't know, 4 chapters.
Oh my gosh.
I lost 4 chapters in this book when I had to do editing, you know. So the publisher, they're like, oh, well, and
wow.
I still have the full version because there's some really good nuggets that they made me take out. But anyway, this is, so the book was written in 19 days and it's lovely. And so someone's going to win. And Gia?
Before you do, okay, so I have just put, so people that, because there are a lot of first timers here. So
okay,
what you will do.
Let's explain the process of how you win.
You're going to see that you're probably just now getting it on there that says contest starts now. So what you want to do is you're going to do book and then your number choice, which is going to be 1 through 100, correct?
Yeah, everything's going to be 1 through 100.
Everything will be 1 through 100. So please put, when you see, and it should be up there now, book and your number choice. And then that way we can determine the winner.
All right.
Yay.
So did you say it's go?
It's go time, yeah.
Okay,
it's
go time. Book and then the number between 1 and 100. Go. And then we're going to just give this away, get started, so we don't have so much to give away at the end.
I had a question. I'm just trying to find it. You have a lot of new people.
Good.
The question.
Welcome all of you guys that are new, and understand also with the way you win. Just so you know. So let's say the number was, let's just we'll say 50. Okay, so, and let's say nobody picked the number 50, and that was my number. The person who gets closest to 50 is going to win without going over. Okay, so if somebody picked 49 and they didn't pick 50, 49 would win. Now, if there's 2 people that pick 49, it would be the first person that chose 49. It's kind of like our buzzer, like who buzzed first. Whoever put 49 in first would be the winner. Does that make sense? So that's how we win. They're all going to be winning the same way. So it's whoever picks the number closest to the winning number, and if there's multiple people who pick that number, whoever picked first. That's how we're going to win on all of these.
Thank you for explaining that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was busy looking for.
I took Gia's job.
That's okay. I was busy because
I took your job.
I figured you could talk about this answer this question while I'm getting the numbers.
Okay, okay. Give me a question.
Becky's question was, so what is a guide technically? Is it a lost loved one or a bodyguard to the spirits? So maybe you could talk about who they are while I figure this out.
So the question is, who are the guides? And are they a bodyguard for the spirits, or are they a lost loved one? Okay. So in my experience, spirit guides are not our loved ones. They are not our loved ones that have crossed over. Do our loved ones support us on the other side? Yes. Are they, around us and aware of what's going on? Absolutely. Are they our guides? No, I do not believe so. No. No. And when you said bodyguards, bodyguards are, they have what's kind of called gatekeepers, so, but I think that's kind of really more for like mediums, because, we have to kind of control things a little bit, like with, like when I'm doing a demonstration, right, there's 125 people in the audience, and like everyone's loved one shows up, right? So and if everybody's loved one, if everyone in the audience has 3 people on the other side and there's 125 people in the seats, can you imagine how many loved ones we're dealing with? There's a lot of loved ones coming in, so you kind of need some bodyguards. Not bodyguards, but they call them gatekeepers.
They protect.
Yeah, they just kind of like do the line. They're kind of in charge. So so it's not really bodyguard, because there's nothing to be afraid of or something to protect from, but it's just not loved ones. That's not our guides. No. And I'll explain more about that.
I'm going to give this maybe 30 more seconds, but maybe you can answer a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Do our guides come to us in our dreams? Good question, right?
Oh, okay. I love that question. I had such experiences. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so you have what's called this in between. So you have this, I'm asleep, I'm awake, and then there's this in between. You know, it's kind of like when you're laying in bed and you're sort of dozing off, but you're not quite asleep, but it's like you're asleep, but you're not. You're like, you're awake, but you're so relaxed. You're kind of in between awake and asleep state. Amazing things happen in that state. Amazing. Two experiences. One experience where I was in that in between state. I was really exhausted and tired. I was like in between. And all of a sudden, and I didn't see their faces, all of a sudden, somebody took my hand and they took me somewhere. And I don't know if it was the spirit world or not, or I think it was, but I can't say for sure. All I know is they took me. I wasn't flying, but I wasn't walking. So it was this weird, like they just took me. They had my hand, but I didn't see who had my hand. And I'm just kind of going there. And then I enter this room that's white and dome shaped. And I can't say I landed, but I didn't enter the room and I didn't land. So it was this really strange thing. I didn't land, but I kind of landed, but I didn't enter. It was the weirdest thing, but I was in there, and then all of a sudden, I was in this dome-shaped room, and everybody was dressed in white, and they were at a party, and they were dancing and having a good time. I could hear all the talking and the conversation, and then they saw me, and they all came to me, and they all knew me. And it was like, why do these people know me? Like, I didn't recognize anybody. I didn't recognize them, but they all knew who I was. And I thought, that's strange. They were all wearing white. They were all so happy. And they were really happy to see me. Like, they were like so happy to see me. And I thought, that's so strange. I will never forget that.
It stuck with you.
It was like a visit or something. Like I was visiting somewhere. It wasn't them having a visit with me. It's like I was visiting. But it was like my guides were taking me to this place, and they held my hand. So that was one experience. That in between. I had another experience where you're in between, and you're in between that sleep and awake, and you're really, really tired. And then all of a sudden, my guides come in, and they say to me, I'm not sure they did this. Like so vivid. I don't forget a minute of it, a second of it. So vivid, and it was so like. So I said So I lay and they said, "You have done the work." Yes. They always say yes. You know that, right? They always often say it is so or yes. That's what they do. So they say you have done the work. Yes. And then I answered yes. They said you are ready, and they handed me this thing that was rolled up, and they gave it to me. And then as they handed it to me, I got a shoot of energy that surged through my entire body that was incredible. I remember screaming. It was really painful, and it was like really painful. I remember screaming like out loud, and I remember screaming. I could not walk for 3-4 days. I limped for a couple of days. Like it was real. Like I literally was limping. And it was a crazy experience. And then I was channeling at that time, and so I asked them in my channeling, like, what the heck was that? And they gave me this beautiful channeling session, and they basically said this was a diploma, and that I've earned my right into this work, and that I had now built so much that I needed to now work within that energy I had created, which is what they were shooting into me. That power. They said that was you. And so it's crazy. I know it sounds a little crazy, right?
It's not.
Does it sound crazy?
No,
Because I don't want to sound crazy.
I think,
but it was so incredible. Yeah. It was such an incredible experience. I will never forget it. And it's like they handed me like this diploma, and they said, you are ready. You have done the work. And then they gave me all this power, and then they said that was all the energy I'd been working on building. What I really should do is show you what I look like when I'm meditating. You would freak, because now you'll understand the power. And I'll show you but I don't want to get all crazy. But anyway, it's not crazy. It's beautiful. But anyway, so that was another experience. That was that in between, that I was not asleep, not awake, but the guides actually came in, and they actually started talking to me, and I was answering them. And while that first dream, I was just like there taking it all in, going, where am I? I didn't know where I was. But this time I was responding, probably because we had been channeling. So we had this dialogue. And so there was more of a comfort level, maybe is what I'm thinking. So anyway, that was another time. And there's more, but anyway, those are the two that stand out.
I think we have a winner, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do, because you have questions that are here.
Okay, let's just go. You
want to go with it, or
let's go with some questions, and then we'll do. Yeah.
Want to do the winner first?
Okay. So who's the winner? The winner of the book is
Bob Bastenchury, with the number selected of.
Oops, hold
on. Show your winning number.
Okay, so hold on. book.
That's ebook.
And then the number was,
and the closest to that number was Bob Bastantry with the number 88.
okay, Bob won with the number of 88. Okay, so Bob, you need to message me on Facebook and you need to give me your email so I can send you 2 versions of the book and you can choose the way that you want to read it. Okay, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you for coming on.
Congratulations
for winning.
Okay,
if you keep this up, you got to go to Vegas.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get some of these questions.
Right. So hopefully, does people understand that? Like what I was saying?
No,
Does
they
that make
absolutely
sense?
do.
Okay.
They do. I mean,
yeah, there is that in between. That's
right.
pretty amazing.
My guess is what you're going to find
Amazing.
out, and I'm going to find this out by reading this, is that a lot of people have had these similar experiences.
Good.
I know I have.
Of course. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
So it's going to tie in. So
perfect.
Christine Croce had a question.
Yeah.
You know, if you get an intuition with the name of a guide, for your guide,
yeah.
do we believe it is true, or could it be our own thoughts?
No. Oh, okay. All right. Here's the difference. Number one is, okay, so here's the difference between downloads and thoughts. So you have downloads, like a computer, and it drops in, right? You have a download, and then you have a thought. They feel different. A thought, it's kind of like familiar, right? Like a thought, you just kind of know, like you're thinking all the time. It's kind of like normal, like a thought. Thoughts come in, they go out, they kind of go, but when you receive guidance from from spirit, it's a download. It floats down. It just drops in. It drops in. As thoughts are kind of like that, you know, communication just gently drops in. It's subtle. Spirit's subtle. It's subtle. Thoughts can be very noisy. Also, whenever you have thoughts that are negative, whenever anything that comes in that's that negative, that's always your head. Spirit is always positive. Spirit is always positive. Always positive. Always love. There's never negative. It's always positive. And it's just very subtle. And it just floats right in. That's the difference. And it's gentle. And if you get a name, believe it. Believe it. Okay. So I remember when my guides gave me my name, their name, I remember I was writing it, and I remember going like this. Because it hit me off, like I was like shocked. That was like that, because I didn't know a name was coming. But it just came, it just comes, it just drops. Spirit's very spontaneous. Let me just tell you that. I am telling you, spirit guides are spontaneous. Your guides are spontaneous. They don't give you notice. They do not give you notice ever.
No.
They don't give you notice. They just show up.
Okay, I got another one for you, and I'm asking.
I hope that answers your question.
Evie asked this question,
hey, Evie.
I know there's 69, 70 people on here. I guarantee you this has happened to many of the people on this tonight. It's happened to me. You've heard me talk about it.
All right.
Evie's question: I feel some spirits in mid-sleep in the middle of the night, which sometimes scares me. They make noises around my room. How many times have you heard me say that? So I know I'm not the only one. And apparently, Evie's also, and there's going to be others. So
yeah, Gia's always calling me like, this happened, and and I was like, all right, good, and say hi.
Yeah.
You know, listen, here's the thing. If you have spirits that are around you, darling, it's only because they love you. You know, I had somebody that once says, hey, you're going to give me a reading. Like, you know, would Robert Kennedy come in? I'm like, do you know Robert Kennedy? No. And I said, well, then why would he come into your reading? Do you know somebody that knows Robert Kennedy? No. And I said, well, then Robert Kennedy ain't coming in. And if you don't know Marilyn Monroe, they ain't coming in either. You know, your spirit is people you know.
Right.
So they're connected to you. So never be afraid of it, Evie. You know, they're coming to feel you. They're coming to visit with you. They're coming to be close to you. Maybe you might have had a heavy day that day, or maybe you were a little sad that day, and they came to give you love and support. When we sleep and we rest, we're more receptive. So they can kind of heal us and kind of work with us a little bit easier. If you feel spirits because they love you, they come near you. Okay? Don't worry.
Yeah, and I think other people, like I said, have probably experienced. Becky mentioned she's seen 3 spirits, and all of them were like a smoke figure.
Oh, okay,
and she says that maybe she's still not sure if she was overtired, but they come in all different forms.
Yeah, but it's when you're kind of overtired is when you're more receptive again, you know, because if it's 2:00 in the afternoon and you're like pouring on, you've got 3 cups of coffee, and like, you know, you're not going to be as likely to get that, you know, you got to be at that receptive place, and you have to be relaxed. And calm to be able to sense that, you know. But yeah, you can have smoky kind of things. I used to, yeah, you can have that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Elena says, she had a friend that passed away years back. His guides actually came to him while sleeping. I'm going to assume while he was alive at night. After that, he woke up with the knowledge he could sense things and talk to his guides, which you're going to discuss a little today.
Yeah.
He was paralyzed, so his guides helped him heal physically, not completely, but quite a lot.
Beautiful.
He helped lots and lots of people after that, including myself. I guess that was his life purpose, and that's your life purpose in the sense.
And you know what?
Yep.
And that's the guide's purpose in a nutshell, to help you here to do what you're supposed to do. That's why guides come in. They come in to help us, do our work. So, and so that process was probably them helping him get to that place to make the difference, to help others. And that was what he needed to do in life. So beautiful.
Yeah, Evie just made the comment that when I do the same thing. I'm just going to address it, Evie.
Okay.
That when she hears them close and she can do, feels their presence, she asks them, don't scare me. And I tell Monica all the time, it happens to me at certain times of the night, and I'm like, go away. We're not doing this
I know,
right
she's
now.
so mean to them.
I'm a little mean.
She's mean to them. She's like, go away. I'm not doing this.
We're not playing
like,
right now.
Why don't you just see what they have to say? Like, I don't want to. And I'm like, you better stop that. Like, say hello to them.
I'm sorry. I don't sleep as it is at 3 a.m. I really don't want somebody standing at the end of my bed.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
I was just going to say something. I just lost my train.
I'm sorry.
One time I was laying on the couch in my house, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was laying on the bed. I was laying on the couch. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. House is quiet. It's 3 a.m. And I lay on the couch, and I'm like this. And all of a sudden, somebody sits on the couch cushion right at my face, right here. And I was like this. I went like from sleeping to, oh my God, who just sat next to me?
Yeah.
They didn't sit at the feet. They sat right at my face. Like they wanted to get my attention. So, I mean.
They're definitely going to get your attention.
They're going to get your attention. If they want you to know them, they're going to get your attention.
I told you last week I got touched on the back of the head. My head was backing a window, and I looked at my husband was in the kitchen. He looked at me. He knew, and so there are so many questions on here.
They love you.
Yeah.
All right, let me read. So let's get reading because we want to get going because then we can answer more questions. Yeah. So let me get to the letter from Edgar. So I asked a question before our Spirit Guide workshop, and I said, "Hi, Edgar. I sit now to ask for guidance for my upcoming topic of Spirit Guides. What is helpful and important for those coming to hear and to know regarding guides?" They responded, "It is a wonderful topic, as it is a topic in which many are so curious about. It is so. We say to know and understand the guidance that works for you is very helpful, for being in the knowing of this will aid many on their journey, for the very idea and understanding of this presence of support they each have will allow them to stop, slow down, and become aware through the day, yes? We like this very much, for it is in those times they may connect to us, but too with themselves. It is that way of being that we wish to express focus on here. It is the awareness of knowing, and through the activity of pausing to receive from their guides, they are too also receiving guidance from within themselves. It is this pausing we wish to highlight, for becoming into a habit of taking the minutes to get quiet and to wait for the guidance is in fact allowing oneself to learn to connect with themselves as well, and this we like very much. This is the way, you see, for all to discover more of what beauty is within them. It is unique for each. From this place they can trust themselves more, and so the beautiful journey may begin. As for guides specifically, as we understand you ask and want clarity for those who come, we say, to teach them of the love that is always with them, for so many people do not feel loved. So many people search for it, and you see, it is through the connection with those helpers that guide them along on their journey that have this love they wish to feel and will. It is that no one is ever alone, and yet many feel lonely. We say building this relationship will be one that will strengthen the core of who they are, you see, because it is this presence that sits around them that is always trying to do just that. Love is what surrounds them, and it is what sits within them. We say it is the guidance that is there for them, so understanding how to communicate with it is exceptionally helpful for them. For as they build the relationship with them, they then will build a relationship with themselves as it works together, you see. The multitaskers, as you call us so often, and it is so, to allow those to begin feeling into the possibilities of this loving support that is at any moment always there and available. It is so. It is that never may you walk alone on your path, but we say too, it is important to express the importance of the relationship with said helpers, not to be in lieu of the relationship with oneself. For we all wish to only help those understand more of who they are and help them on the road of discovering that. That is the truth behind the relationship each has with one helper, one's guide. It is that more discoveries can be found, and it is just us helping those become more, you see, more of who they really are. And it is through love that all grows. And yes, we mean all of you, for love is the nutrition of one's soul. And it is that love that brings us close. So speak of that as well, dear one. And know we are quite pleased with your love for helping others. It is so. And until next time, know we have great love for you always.
Like it.
That was a little message from the guides talking about the guides. So you can understand that what they're talking about is really, it's them talking about that what surrounds you is support and guidance. And what that support and guidance is always love. And the reason why they come around and come about and are around you is to help you be you, to really help you be your true potential, be your fullest, be connected with yourself. So they said, never make this relationship in lieu of the relationship with yourself, for we are always only trying to bring each of you closer to who you really are. That is what their purpose is as the guides.
And I think it's
coming from the guides.
And I think it's also, we talked about this a little bit prior, it's important to understand that all our journeys are different, right? So our guides are around us, several.
Yeah.
And it's all for our, we all have that different, like your journey, for instance.
Yeah.
Is what you do, right?
Yeah. So
my journey is different.
Right. And you know, like when they talk about, you know, what is this, you know, they help you to become more of who you are. You understand, like when my guides started coming around me, it is when I realized the qualities that were within me. You know, I didn't know I had some of these qualities that allowed me to work in this way. And it was the guides that worked so closely with me to help me recognize who I was, what my purpose was, what I'm here to do, and how they could help me on that road to make sure it happens. And, you know, so, and that's the same for all of us. So my qualities might be different than your qualities, but you have qualities. And your qualities are perfect for you. And it is your guides wanting you to know and understand your qualities, to understand that they want only for you to step into your life, being able to work within those qualities that are you, so that you can step into the world, you know, with your helping your family, your community, your city, your whatever it is, in the best way you can. And with the reason why you're here to work. We all have reasons to be here. We all have purpose to be here, all of us, whether we recognize it or not, whether you may know about it right now or not, they know. Your guides know your purpose. Your guides know your qualities. Your guides know your potential. And they are always, always trying to bring you closer to yourself so that you can realize it. Because once you realize it, then you become unstoppable. And those guides are always there to help you do that. That is the purpose of your guides. They love you that much. Your guides love you that much that they care about you being able to express yourself in the world in the way you are here to do it, in the way you are meant to do it, in the way that you wanted them to help you do it, because they're here because you asked them to be here, whether you understand that or not.
Yeah. Perfect answer.
Right?
Know, I just want to read this. There are questions, but
Okay,
this
good.
comment.
Yeah,
I don't know, because this is one.
What do you think about that?
This is one way that you can find out who your guides are. But this person, it's Julie, put silent and listener spelled with the same letters. Pretty cool. But the reality is, being quiet and listening, sometimes you will get, like you were talking about, being dropped into your, you know, those answers.
Yeah. So, you know, listen, like, remember when I told you guys, and one of you guys, when I said, how did I get this idea for Letters from Spirit? How did it come to me? Here's a perfect example, and it's easy. How did I get that? I was fluffing my pillows. I was doing mindless things. I was just in my family room, fluffing the pillows, just that I've done 100 times. I'm always fluffing my pillows, fluffing my pillows. I was just doing it. It was an active, I was just doing it. I wasn't thinking about it. And then the drop falls in, the thought falls in. You see, the thought falls in, and it falls in subtly. But you see, I knew it was my guides and not my head because of the way it entered me. Because thoughts come in usually fast, or the thoughts just kind of, they're like, they're speedy and they're constant, and there's one after another. And when you get guidance from your guides, when you get communication from your guides, they come in, the thoughts come in quietly, but it's precise. It's like, what it has meaning. That's it. It has meaning. There's purpose to it. A lot of our thoughts don't have any purpose or meaning to it. It's negative, or it makes you not feel good, or there's not a lot of like depth to some of the thoughts, right? That just kind of drop in, those random things. But when it drops in like that, it's more inspirational, and there's more feeling to it. So there's a difference in the way it enters you. It's subtle, but how you know the difference is by knowing your own body, by knowing your own energetic field, by knowing your own frequency. And meditation is what helps you with that. Meditation is what helps you know your frequency. It is sitting in meditation is not about connecting with your guides. Meditation really is not about connecting with your guides. I have connected with my guides through meditation, but I would probably say it's probably the least way I have connected with my guides. Now, again, this is my experience. My experience has not been so much, my experience has not been connecting with my guides through meditation. I have, but I know they're with me when I'm meditating, and that's the difference. They come in and support you when you meditate, and they're working with you when you're meditating to help you uncover your potentials. Open up, plant, get those seeds nurtured and watered so you can start expressing who you are. So they work with you when you're meditating. They're always with you when you meditate, but they're not always communicating when you're meditating, right? Your purpose of meditating is about creating that place, that space of silence in between your thoughts, right? I feel like this internet's going out.
It's not.
It's not? Okay.
No,
because I want to talk about that okay.
No, go right ahead.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, when you meditate, your power in your meditation comes in between your thoughts, right? It's that first thought and that second thought. It's that in between space of your thoughts is where your magic sits. That's where stuff happens. That's where your unfolding happens. That's where your growth occurs. That's where, it's in that in between, but it's that silence in between your thoughts. And that is the place where and by sitting in meditation, you become you learn to become a little more still. But being with your guides, it's about awareness. It's not about meditating. You need to practice awareness to work with your guides. It's not about meditating, but you learn awareness through meditation. But it's not how you connect necessarily with your guides. Although sometimes you will get visions, and I have. I saw one of my guides as an IMAX theater movie that showed up right on my screen, like powerful. And it was amazing. I will never forget that. And so, yeah, they showed themselves, but that only happened once. They're not doing it all the time. Again, guides, spontaneous, not when you expect it. Promise.
Yeah, and I think it's important too, because a lot of the questions on here are, how do I connect with my spirit? How do I know?
Yeah.
And I think, and it's again something that we talked about prior. This is meditation, like you said, they show up. That might be one way, but there's a lot of ways.
There's a lot of ways.
We talked about the writing, the automatic writing. I think that question that people are asking is, how do I do it? But I think maybe give them a few examples of things they can try and find out what may work for them and their guides.
So first of all, let me just explain to you how it worked. First of all, I want to kind of give you an idea here, though. First, I want you to understand that your guides have been selected by you.
From birth, right? Because that was a question.
Before birth.
Before birth.
Before birth.
Okay.
You know your guides. You don't know you know your guides, but they are familiar. And when you begin to meet them, you will feel a familiarity about them. Now, some of them you may have had past lives with, not all of them. If you don't believe in past lives, that's okay. All I'm saying is, you know your guides. And if you can think of it simple terms, make it easy for you. You watch on television when football teams go drafting. We all know what that looks like, right? On TV, they have the lineup, and this, this team got the draft for these, they picked these players, and that team picked these players for the new season, right? The coach is selecting players for his team. He wants to win the Super Bowl. We come into life, we want to win our own Super Bowl. We have a reason why we come in. We have purpose. We want to make things happen, and we want to do that. And we need a coach to help us do that. That is your guides. Your guides are like your coach. And so just like, so you understand that, like, you are like, okay, now you are like, how can I say this? Okay. So you are like you have this game in life, and you want to succeed, and you want to win at whatever it is that you came here to do. For instance, you might have decided to come into this world to learn compassion. Now, when you need to go through experiences in life to learn compassion. Sometimes when we learn compassion, we go through some hard stuff, some tough stuff. When my kids lost their dad, they said, I have really learned compassion for other people from this experience that I have had. That was probably the hardest time my kids have ever went through, was losing their parent. And so what I'm saying is they had to learn compassion, right? So we might come in here wanting to learn compassion, for an example. Now we need experiences in life that are going to give us, the experiences to let us learn that, if that is what we wanted to do. So our guides are always helping us on our path, right? To helping us learn that and then get through it and help us through it. If there's struggles, if there's hard times, our guides are always picking us up. Our guides are always around us, always around us. They are never on vacation. They never go, hey, I'm going to take off to Mexico for a couple weeks. No, they are with you all the time. All you have to do is summons them, and they will be there for you. They are devoted to you. My guides are devoted to me. Your guides are devoted to you. They love you that much. This is a wonderful relationship. This is a friendship that is worth building, because when you learn to build this relationship, you learn yourself, you learn about yourself, and they help you achieve things in life that your qualities can help you with. Yeah. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
So your quarterback, your spirit guide is your quarterback. They're always throwing you the ball. They're always putting breadcrumbs on your path to pick up, to lead you towards something that is going to help you uncover yourself, that's going to help you realize your qualities, that's going to help you further along to get you to where you need to be. That's their job. That's what they're doing. Always, relentlessly. They're never tired. They never quit, and they never give up on you, and they never judge you. They never judge you. They never quit on you. They love you. And they're patient, so patient. They will just keep trying new ways to put breadcrumbs on your path, to lead you down a road that's for you, to lead you to finding out your qualities, to lead you towards something that gives you passion, towards something that you're supposed to be doing. They're always guiding you. It is up to you to listen. It is up to you to pick up the breadcrumbs. It is up for you to catch the ball. And if you don't catch the ball, they'll throw you another one. They won't stop trying to help you realize yourself, because they want you to be everything that you can be. And they want you to be everything you can be.
And obviously, they're with you your entire. There was a question. They are with you your whole life.
Whole life.
And I think everybody and they really like that feedback. I think explains it.
Does that explain it?
So maybe give a few examples of how a beginner, perhaps on here, that wants to go to that step to being able to communicate. Give a few tips to maybe a few ways that can happen.
Well, I'm going to tell you something first of all that doesn't work. So, because I think it's important to kind of talk about that. That sometimes people say, I don't get feedback from my guides. I try. I mean, I don't get anything. I don't get any feedback. I don't get anything. I don't, they're not responding to me. Does that happen to any of you? Where you're like, I'm trying, I mean, I don't hear my guides. I don't really know if they're there. I don't get the support that I need. That is a reflection of disbelief. And disbelief is an act of not allowing. And an act of not allowing blocks you from the connection of them. Get me?
Makes sense.
That's the truth. That it's actually a disbelief. That to connect with your guide, you have to have trust, you have to have faith, and you have to believe that it is possible, even if you haven't seen them. Sometimes they're considered unseen friends. Some people, I know mediums who have never seen their guides. I can't explain to you on why mine showed up at the foot of my bed one morning. I can't understand. I can't tell you why mine showed up at the foot of my bed, or that I saw one in an IMAX vision in a meditation, or I saw one when I was a little girl in my room, visually, physically seen them. But I can tell you that when you want to learn from your guides and you want to get experiences from your guides, they are going to work with you in the way that you learn best. I am a visual learner. I need to see. So for me, I'm very visual. I'm also very clairvoyant. I need to see. My guides know that. You see, because my guides have been with me my entire journey. My guides have been with me my whole life. Your guides have been with you your whole life. They know every up and down you've ever had. They know everything that you struggle with. They know where your strengths are. They know where your weaknesses are. They know what gets you sad, what makes you happy, what inspires you, what doesn't, what moves you, what doesn't. They know every hiccup you've had in your life. They know every downfall you've had, every heartbreak you have experienced, and they are always with you every day to help you through all of it. And they are your greatest cheerleaders, because when you are thriving, they are cheering you on, because they play a role in that too, to help you along on that path. They are your greatest cheerleaders. They are your most wonderful coach. They are your quarterback. But none of this can happen without you allowing them in. And that's a very important thing to understand, that you have to want it. That is up to you. They are always there, and sometimes silent, or it seems to be. And maybe you don't see them, and that's okay if you don't. Don't have expectations with your guides. You will be disappointed because they are spontaneous. I never said, show me yourself. I never said, what is your name? I never said anything. I never put expectations on my guides. And because of it, they responded. But what I always did do was I spoke from my heart, and I always, in my mind, always said, I want to know you. I want to know you. That was my intent, always with my guides. I want to know you. I didn't say how. I didn't put demands. I didn't have expectations. I just allowed. I believed, I trusted, I had faith, and I had an intention from my heart to want to have a relationship. And it was up to them. They decided what was the right way for me. And for me, apparently, visually, because I had such profound experiences visually. So the guides are going to work with you in the way you learn best, at least in the beginning, because they want you to understand it. They don't want to scare you. They want to make it easy for you. They don't want to make life hard for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. It's you have to set the intention. You have to have the faith, and you really have to believe. I think a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people, may say, oh, I've never seen this or that, but it's, again, do you really believe? And honestly, I think if those things are set in motion.
Absolutely.
And there's people commenting on different ways that they're trying to connect with their guides, which I know you'll touch on. Well, some automatic writing, right?
We're going to talk about automatic writing.
That's a good one.
We're going to talk about that. Maybe you can even do an exercise today.
Yeah, Kim had a question. Is guide the same is the guide the same as intuition or your gut instinct, right? Your intuition, gut instinct.
Well, they work within your intuition, right? Listen, we all have psychic abilities. We all have intuition within us. All of us, none of us came here without it. No one, we all had a GPS system put within us. We all had a little bit of a manual that we came with, right? And then, we came with some serious roadside assistance, which is our guides. So it's like we have our GPS, our intuition, and then we got our roadside assistance. You know what I mean? Like when we get lost off the road and our guidance went, we got our roadside assistance, and they'll help us through. So yeah, but automatic writing is a wonderful way. But understand that it is through the stillness that you hear from your guides. So oftentimes it's through the stillness that you hear. I'll hear things like when I was fluffing the pillows, letters from spirit, love letters from spirit. They just dropped it in my head, love letters from spirit. I'm fluffing my pillows. I'm not sitting saying, tell me something. I never say that to my guides. I never say, tell me something. The only time I do is like, well, let's sit and channel. And I've gotten to this place where now, I can ask questions and stuff. We built this relationship, right? So, they like that dialogue because they want to be teachers. They want to teach me and they want to teach you. And so they want that. And we work together as a team. You and your guides are a team in this thing called life. They are your team player. They are your quarterback. You understand? So always know that. That's so special to know. That's so special to know, and just know that they always have your best intention, always trying to give you breadcrumbs to a better life, always wanting you to see your potential, always. But it's up to you to pick up those crumbs. It's up to you to say yes. It's up to you to want to have the relationship. That is on you. So you have to welcome it because they're never going to come in and bombard you. That you have to ask for it. You have to want it. Ask and you shall receive. And that's the truth.
Julie Moore has a question that,
Hey,
again,
Julie.
I think there's going to be a few of us that have had this as well. As a child, she had an invisible friend. Was that her guide?
Yeah, I had an invisible friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my female guide was my invisible friend. We played teacher. We played school all the time in my room. I had a lot of time by myself growing up as a little kid. So I did a lot of that. And so, yeah, I had my guide all the time, all the time. It was my girl guide, always. And so, yeah, she's been, and your guides come in and out too. And let me tell you something, your guides change. And that was a really hard thing for me to understand because it's like, I really had a hard time with that. I don't believe my guides left. I believe I gained more. But I think it's also because of the work I do, right? Because as more types of ways of working is happening with me, more guides are coming in to help me with that. But they're all in that team. They're all part of my football team. All of my guides are part of my football team. And we're all working together to, do the work that I truly believe we were intending to do this whole time. But, it shows up in our life when we're ready for it. Right. And then the guides make you aware. At least that's my story. And the guides are going to also give you calling cards.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you're probably going to talk about, I know, you're going to talk about one of the things, which is the automatic writing. And I was thinking while you maybe talk through that, we could do the second contest and I can work on that while you're discussing the automatic writing.
Okay.
If you'd like to do that.
Okay. So I want you to also understand that's very important before we kind of move on a little bit is intentions. Intentions is a really, really powerful thing. And intentions holds great power. It is direct connection to the universe, and it is your direct connection to your guides, intentions. So when you want to connect with your guides, there must be an intent for it. And there must be a knowing within your heart of why you want it. Because your guides are always found in your heart. So this is where they reside. They're here. And so you need to know why you want to connect with them. So you say, I want to have a relationship with you. Why? Why do you want a relationship with them? What do you want from it? What are you hoping to have from it? Why? You need to know that before you build a relationship. You need to know why. I
think, there's some other questions here that I just want
to. You got to have desire for it.
Desire.
I think here's the thing is I had tremendous desire. And listen, going on this journey, I didn't know all this stuff. I learned it along the way. I learned this stuff along the way. I didn't have someone telling me how to connect with my guides. They taught me how to connect with my guides. They started showing up in my meditations just through the energy. And through your meditations, they'll let you know that they're with you through calling cards. So you'll sit. So for instance, for me, I would sit in meditation and I would just sit. And then I noticed because I became aware, because meditation, you become aware of your frequency and you begin to become aware of your atmosphere around you. And that's when the guides step in and you are aware of your own frequency. So you become aware. So then when you sit and you meditate, you get similarities. Like every time I meditated, my knees would be super cold. Only my knees. My knees would go ice cold. I would get a breeze that would breeze past my face. No windows open. Breezes. always a breeze. My knees always cold. That's how it started with me. Those were calling cards letting me know. So as soon as I got in, I got a cover, boom, they let me know they were with me. And that was a calling card. And then in time, they gave me new calling cards. They gave me more calling cards, right? So when my main guide started coming to me, he was like, he felt like electricity around me. It scared me actually. I was a little bit, whew, it scared me because the guide would come in and it would feel like electricity all around me, and it was really strong. It would happen in the daytime. It would happen in the afternoon. It happened at night. It was always when I was home, but I was always somewhere safe. But I was always like it was so incredibly powerful. It kind of shook me. And then one night I went to bed. As I was going to bed, it happened again. And the surge of electricity. And I said, who is this? And the drop came in. I'm your tutor. It's time for you to know me. I went to bed thinking, what the heck's that going to mean? And I woke up to an Egyptian man at the foot of my bed. And here's another thing that I want to share with you. So he was clear as day, 15 seconds. I had a meeting with my guide, eyeball to eyeball for 15 solid seconds. I will never forget it for the rest of my life. It has never happened again. Again, it's spontaneous. I didn't ask for it. He just presented himself. And that's the difference. Don't put expectations. Have none. And you will be amazed. The moment you start putting expectations, I never ask for signs. They've given us signs all the time. I never asked for signs, but some people kind of like that. I'm not into that, but there he was right there. I never saw him again. But here's the interesting thing. When I saw him, and I'm like, whoa. And I was taken aback. I couldn't believe it's clear as you're looking at me right now. That was him right in front of me. And I thought to myself, but you know what? My entire life, I had been fascinated with Egypt. He was Egyptian. Since the 4th grade, I was into King Tut. I was into Egypt, into the pyramids, into the tombs, and how they put all of their items in the tombs, the writings on the walls, Cleopatra, the jewelry, the colors, the pictures, the symbols. I was so into Egypt forever. I still go to Egyptian, artifacts and museums and stuff. I'm so fascinated with Egypt. I have been my whole life. 2 of my guides are Egyptian. So let me ask you something. What are you fascinated about? What culture are you fascinated about?
That's a good question.
What cultures are you fascinated about? What
or drawn
what
to?
nationality are you fascinated about? Are you into Native American? Are you is there something about it you can't understand why are you into the Asian culture? Is there certain, do you collect Asian things? Do you understand what are you drawn to? For me, I was so into Egypt, and I'm telling you, it was them impressing themselves onto me my whole life. So it was a little bit them walking my life with me all the time, and it was them just coming in and allowing me to feel them, even when I didn't know they were there. That's what was happening. So I had a little bit of them impressed onto me. Just like when you have a best friend, right? Don't you kind of sometimes start dressing like each other, or you start kind of sounding like each other? You become so close that you share common interests.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, what are you really interested in? What is it about? What is it that just keeps drawing you? Might be a similarity there. I'm just saying.
You know what's cool?
Think about
is that we've got a few people here that have been able, it looks like, to probably communicate with their guides, or they've been enlightened enough that now they're aware. I mean,
like what?
Julie's saying that her handwriting actually changes when her guide's speaking to her.
Perfect.
And let's see here.
Also, pay attention. Are you speaking in first person or second person?
Right.
That's something to consider too when you're starting to write, because you might start writing in second person.
Wind chimes for Sandy is kind of a trigger, right?
Good.
So she hears the wind chimes.
Perfect.
Christine mentioned
that
she thought
not a trigger. It's perhaps a calling card.
A calling card.
Yeah, trigger sounds negative.
Yeah,
because it's nothing negative.
No, nothing negative. Yeah. Christine says that she thought she was getting ill, but her arms were shaking. Right, a little vibration, which we've talked about the vibration.
I'm going to talk about that really quick, because what happens when you start elevating your vibration, when you start meditating a lot, and your frequency changes. So I had many times as I was beginning to meditate, and I went from 10 minutes of meditation up to 1 hour of meditation, and I meditated an hour for 3 years. So I did it every single morning at 5 a.m. for an hour, and I built it up. But for 3 years, I did 1 hour solid. And so my frequency, my energy I was elevating. And when you elevate, your body vibrates. So you go through, I used to have many times where my body would just like vibrate, and it was just my energy was raising. I was hitting a new frequency.
Mhm.
So that's probably what's happening to you. So bravo. Cool. That's so cool.
Alina had mentioned that she said, just thank you for sharing the experience. She said
Yeah.
it was so interesting that it actually brought tears to her eyes. So she's
Aw,
really enjoying it.
thank you.
Got a couple responses, what moves people or what
Okay.
they're drawn to.
Perfect.
Dottie says, OMG. She says, I've also had an unexplainable attraction to everything Egypt.
Ah,
Christine, India, Egypt, African,
there you
Native
go.
American.
There you go. Pay attention. Pay attention to that, guys.
Mine was Roman. Remember, mine was Roman. My guide was Andre.
Andre.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got to understand, yeah. See, so you
Mhm.
got to understand that there will be probably, listen, and here's the thing here, and let's take it another step for a second. For all of you guys who've been chiming in on my letters from spirit, you've gotten a flavor of my guides. You know their personalities a little bit. Is it safe to say that people kind of have an understanding of the guides? You understand Edgar, you understand their personality a little bit, and their intent and a flavor, a feeling of them, right? I mean, I would imagine so. Now,
can I just mention a couple other? I'm sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
Hold that thought.
Hold that
yes,
thought.
Gia.
Because this was interesting. Sherry drawn to Civil War time. Civil War era.
Civil War. So think about that. Your guide could be from that era. I'm telling you. Think about things like that. Pay attention. That's a first clue to who your guides are. The first clue. Most likely. Right? Most likely. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be just a start. Also, let me just tell you sometimes, like I was, as I was talking about how your guides change a little bit, and I don't believe my guides have left. I just have added more. So I was like in November, I was at a girlfriend's of mine in Boston. We were working, and I was laying in bed, and I woke up in the morning, and as I woke up, I had a vision right in front of my third eye, and it was a Native American. And I looked at him, and there he was. He just showed himself right in my third eye. It was a different view. It wasn't the man at the foot of my bed. He didn't show up that way. It wasn't my female guide, my Egyptian woman who was IMAX theater in my meditation. It wasn't the guy that was on my floor in my bed. This is another one. But he showed up right here, and it was a Native American. And my work started shifting and changing right after he stepped in. So I know that we gain guides, and I know, at least in my work, I gain guides. And so they add on, because as we are changing, our guides come, they get added too, because we're changing, right? And so, and especially,
well, I think you just brought it full circle.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Well, in the sense of, because I'm getting, Evie is, everybody's talking about the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evie's talking about the Greek culture.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
So
Elena,
think about that.
The Book of the Dead, famous Egyptian book, sounds symbolic. Julie Moore, medieval Old English.
There you go.
Susan Jordan. I'm sorry to interrupt. World War II, Australia. My point
Perfect.
is, you guys are one step in the right direction already.
So
just
it's
what she's telling you.
Just as pay attention. There's a reason why these things fascinate you. It is not a coincidence. There is no coincidence. And if this just shines a little bit of light onto you to understand, to get a better understanding and feeling of who might be supporting you in your life, and how they're impressing themselves on you, that they have been communicating with you all along. But sometimes we're looking for like billboards and show me that butterfly, or I need to see a hummingbird today and tomorrow and the next
right.
They're always talking to you guys. They're always talking to you, and it's not wrong to do that if that makes you happy. I just wasn't really, I'm never really big into signs. I rather them just come and just spontaneously give me things. I just think it's so fun. It's so cool. So cool. I'm so into it. What was I talking about before you rudely interrupted me?
I'm sorry. You were going to talk about the automatic writing is one way of trying to communicate.
Right. But I was also talking about, there's something else I was going to say that was really important. It wasn't calling cards. What was it? Oh, you got threw me off.
I do apologize, everyone. I cut her off.
That's Gia's fault. Now I lost my train of thought with that. Okay, so a couple of ways you can kind of connect with your guides. One is you can sit and meditate just to start feeling some calling cards. Don't expect to see them or meet them. Maybe you will, but it's not a regular thing. Like I said, I met a guide in my meditation. They'd give me a couple of things, but for the amount of time I meditate, rarely anything. I'm telling you, it's like 2%. I mean, it's really not how they work with me. So just understand, but maybe it's how they'll work with you. Again, I'm talking off my experience. But what I will say, but the meditation is very important because it helps build awareness. Because your awareness is when you start understanding your physiology and how all that works. So meditation is good, and they give you calling cards to help get you to be aware, like pay attention to what symptoms you always have when you meditate. Are you cold? Are you hot? Do you have a breeze? Like I always had a breeze and my knees were always cold. That was always. And so those are calling cards. And then the calling cards will change and they'll add to the calling cards. So you always got to be open and aware to your experiences. Always pay attention to how your body feels. It is always an indicator for you that the guides are working with you, because they will work with your body. So know that, okay? And that's exciting. Okay, so what were you going to say? Oh, automatic writing. Okay, so another thing that I used to do, and mind you, everything in its time, right? So I wanted to, they call it automatic writing, but I don't like that word. I don't really believe it's automatic writing. I believe it's inspired writing. And automatic writing is a form of, physical mediumship where your hand actually goes on its own. That's true automatic writing, where you just like, your hand just kind of goes and it does stuff. And that exists. But I can't say that I did automatic writing. I feel I did inspired writing. My book was through inspired writing, and it was with my guides, and they inspired me. So also understand, this hits a headway in, that guides communicate with you through inspiration. Where do you think you get your inspiration from? Where do you think you get your desires from? Where do you think it comes from? What triggers you to find desire when you see something, you just like move towards something, or you get an inspiration one morning, you're like, I'm just going to do. I woke up one morning, I knew I was going to write a book. I didn't know. I woke up one morning and say, I think I'm going to have an office. I just woke up. I'm going to have an office. By 11 in the morning, I had my office. By 11 in the morning, I already had my office. And I woke up that morning and said, I'm going to have an office. It's like, I just knew. And it was just like, you get inspired. Like, I think I'm ready to have an office. And boom, there it was. I think I'm going to write a book. I can't even write a birthday card, but I think I'm writing a book. Oh my God, we wrote a book in 19 days. You get inspiration. Where do you think it comes from? It comes from spirit. Spirit gives you the inspiration because they're giving you nuggets. They're giving you things to put you on your path. They're helping to lead you to what is for you. I didn't know I was going to be an author. I didn't know I was going to be a medium. I didn't know I was going to have 2 offices. I didn't know I was going to be a teacher. I didn't know I was going to help people in the way that I am. I'm so grateful for all of it. But all of it was a surprise. All of it was spontaneous because they were just feeding me. And your guides feed you. Are you paying attention? And are you saying yes to the things that you're being fed? If it feels inspirational and it feels empowering and it feels like these lovely desires, are you acting on them? That's the difference. I acted on all of them. Everything I was fed, I acted upon. So you have to take action steps that your guides are going to feed you. It's like leading a horse to water but can't make him drink. My guides led me to the water and I drank. Every time I was fed, I took it. I took the food, I took the nutrition, everything. So you have to also understand that if you're paying attention to it, are you acting on it? That's so important. How do you expect these guides to be able to lead you further on your road if you're not acting? If you're not taking action? You've got to take action steps. They're not going to do that for you. That's on you. You got to do it. They'll lead you. But you got to go too. Right? Does that make sense? You hear me? Yeah? What do you think about that? And I mean that with love. I want you to know that. I mean that with love. I don't mean that I mean that really lovingly, that you have to go after the things that you have desires for. You have to go after the things that you're inspiring and what is being fed to you through inspiration, through spirit, right? And it might be a download. I remember walking on the path, listen to Calvin Harris and think of me. Where's that coming from? Where's that from? I only had one song on my playlist, Calvin Harris. One time I did do a meditation. How am I doing in my mediumship? How am I doing? Do I need to do anything better? How can I? Everything that you ask your guide should be on your betterment. Everything that you ask your guide should be focused on your personal development and growth. If you're thinking the guides are going to help you win the lotto ticket, they ain't going to respond. They ain't going to respond. If you're going to ask about your personal growth and your development and how you can make your life better and how you can unfold your qualities, they're right at the front door. They're right at your front door. All in. But if you want like materialistic kind of they're not going to do it. I'm telling you, not going to do it.
It's definitely resonating.
Okay. Do you want me to stop talking?
No, 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 no. I want to get a chance to kind of go through. And Joyce said that she hears her guides talk to her.
Good.
So that's good.
Good. And they'll have a personality. Understand
right.
that. I have several guides, right? It's a collective group. They have different personalities. Some of them are a little bit more serious. Oh, this is what I want to say. Oh, thank you, Joyce. This is segged me back into what Gio sidetracked me off of. Oh, okay. Love you. Okay, so okay. Oh my God, did I just forget it again?
That's what you get. It'll come back to you. Let me go while you're thinking.
No, it was good.
Katie wanted to say it's the best hour she's had in a long time. She's thanking you.
Hi, Katie. Thank you. Thank you.
Julie's guides are helping her follow through.
Perfect.
That's making sense. Susan says makes a lot of sense. Very validating and inspiring.
Good.
Here's one. Elaine, what blocks your inspiration? Is there anything?
That's yes. Having a low vibration.
That's a good one.
Having a low vibration. Let me tell you something else. Okay. Now, maybe I'm a little bubbly. Maybe that's annoying to some people. Is that annoying to you?
No, I love you.
But I'm telling you, I have worked on my energy. And I'm not saying I'm always perfect, and I'm not saying I don't dip. I'm not saying I don't dip sometimes. I'm human. We're all human. We have some highs and lows, but I really try to keep my energy up. When I'm working with spirit, my energy needs to be up. You know, I'm working with spirit every single day. I mean, 6 days a week, I'm doing readings. So I'm doing readings with spirit every single day. I know that if I want to do the readings I got to be at a good vibration. I know that I got to meet them. You know, I got to show up and I got to meet them because we need to work like that. So it's important to have good inspiration. I think that when you're down and when you are, and your energy is low and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not maybe eating correctly or sleeping well or, you know, things like that, you'll feel a little off, you know, it's going to be harder to have inspiration, right? So it's always about, are you doing things that are good for you to keep your vibration up? Are you doing things that keep your energy at its peak? You know, are you spending enough time in nature? Are you listening to music if it makes you happy? Are you, you know, spending some time in bed? Are you doing, are you doing things? And it's different for everyone. What is it for you? Are you doing it? That's important because it's not going to be easy to have inspiration. And it's not going to be easy for the guides to drop it in either because you got to be at an energy place. You know, when you're at an energy place, it's easier. It's not to say that if you're down, they're not going to be supporting you, but they're always trying to lift you up. They don't want to keep you there. They're always going to be working on lifting you up. And then when you're up, you'll be able to connect. It's going to be hard to connect when you're down.
I'm so glad you addressed that because
that's a big really important because a lot of people talk about, oh, just send signs or just do this. And that's like woo-woo stuff. I'm giving you the real thing that has worked for me. And again, I'm not real woo-woo. I'm not into all that. And there's nothing wrong with it for people who are. It's just not me. And I keep it kind of more real and simple. And my guides always told me, keep it simple. Don't create, you know, they don't want, like, they never wanted me to have a lot of rituals or root or things like, you know, you got to do this and this before you do that and that, or you got to do this before you do that. Like they wanted it just show up and go in, you know, boom, like really. So I don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's how they taught me. Because, you know, I had amazing teachers that have taught me mediumship, but my guides have been amazing teachers for me. And they have really polished me.
Joyce had a question. Do you think that the guides will come to you when you're sleeping because it's easier? We accept it easier?
Yes, because you're receptive. Guides have to come in when you're receptive. That's why also you have to allow, right? You have to want the relationship. You have to welcome it and want it. You have to set an intention to say, I want to know you. I want to understand you. I want you to be in my life. I want guidance from you. But don't say, I want it this way. I want it this hour. It needs to show up like this. Don't get the guidelines. People do that, and it's not a good idea. Don't do that. Just say, I want it. Let them do it. Like when I do mediumship and clients who have seen me for mediumship, I always say, I don't ask questions. I leave it up to the loved ones. What do they want to say? Let me just take you. And it's the same. Don't have restrictions on your guides. Let them decide. Believe me, they know you. Believe me, they know you. They know what you need. Believe me. They have spent their whole life with you. They've watched you go through everything. They know how you respond to everything. They know how you learn. They know how you hurt. They know how you recover. They know how you win. They know what you're great at. They know what you need help in. They know everything. They know. Trust them. Trust, faith, believe. Be receptive. Be open. Have an intention to want to connect. No restrictions, no expectations. Let it be playful.
Oh, that's a lot. And the questions are still kind of coming. And I know we could probably do this for several hours tonight. So
okay. Do you want to, okay, so here's a thing to do. Another thing you can do to connect with your guides is do, we talked about automatic writing. I call it inspired writing. That's what I prefer to call it. But if you Google it, it'll say automatic writing. And I will just tell you quickly that I had tried it. I had YouTubed it. I had looked it up. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I failed miserably multiple times. And I didn't like myself. I got very upset with myself because it didn't work. I would just sit with the pen, like they said on YouTube, and they said, just sit and start writing. I didn't get it. It's like, what am I writing? Like my head was in the way. Like, what am I writing? And I would just get so frustrated because it just wasn't making sense to me. So then I just stopped writing. I tried again. It still didn't work. And then one day I woke up in the morning, fresh as a little butterfly, and where a lot of my thoughts came, and I woke up and said, I'm going to write again. Like, not the writing of the book. I was going to write again. And this was January 5th, 2017. In the morning, I woke up. I said, I think I'm going to do this. So I sat on my chair, and it just felt different. And I just sat in my chair. I took some breaths. I set an intention. I'm sitting here today. I would love to be able to write with you. I would love to connect through writing. If it's the right time, let's make this happen. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm making the time. If it's meant to be, let's do this. I left it open, but I set an intention to connect. I took a couple breaths. I sat for maybe 2 minutes. I just in and out breath, in and out breath, in and out breath, kind of fast to kind of get a little loopy. Because, you know, when you connect with your guides, you're not in a meditative state, but you need to be a little loopy, a little daydreamy. So you have to be just a little bit relaxed and receptive and just kind of relaxed. You know, you can't be like this. You got to be like this. And so you got to take some breaths to calm yourself. And then I just sat and I began to write. And I'm going to share with you a couple things because it'll help you understand what it really looks like. So my very first channeling session with my guides was this. And I'm sharing this with you because some of it's kind of personal, but maybe I'll skip some of the personal. But I'm sure I want to share this with you so you don't be disappointed like I was when I did it before, when I threw the pen across the room because I wasn't doing it right and it wasn't jiving. It didn't make sense because I didn't understand. Nobody shared with me what it should look like, so I want to share with you. So this was January 5th, 2017. I sat on my chair. I took some breaths, 2 minutes of connecting. I did light a candle. I don't do that anymore, but I did because it felt good to me. And so I did, and it's fine if you want to. And then all of a sudden, I just sat quietly. And then all of a sudden, drops came. Drops started dropping. Like I told you, not thoughts, drops. Not thoughts, drops. It felt different. And it said, shining star, exclamation point. Great things will come to you for your efforts. Believe in yourself. Trust. I am always with you. I am here for you. Working together brings us joy. Unfoldment. I am your tutor. You have been taught much already. Great speed. You are doing well. Positivity. Much will unfold for you. Trust the process. It is happening. You will be loved. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to write that. Sorry. We have waited for this moment, this time. You will help many in many ways. You are special. You are chosen. In a blink, things will take shape. You have done good work. You have much work to do. I am here. I am always here. Inspiring bright power. A big light. Incredible journey. Faith, trust, rewards. Then I saw a ladder in my mind that took me to the top of the sky. It was just a ladder out of the sky. Clean, stay rooted, for you will blossom beautifully. Stay focused, stay joyful. We have love for you. Play, for when you play. Play, for when you play, we play. Lots of work to be done. Lots of work. We will help you, guide you, prepare you. That was my very first channeling session. But they were all broken up. There was just words and then words, and then it was a broken sentence or just a word or two, and sometimes it was an explanation point next to a word. So it wasn't like full-on writing. It wasn't like paragraphs. It wasn't anything like that. It was just words. It was just drops of words and sometimes broken sentences. And it didn't turn into complete sentences for months. It just started like this. So just trust whatever thought you get. So would you like to try?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Would you like to try to do you guys have paper and pen? So do you have paper and pen? Let's get a head count. Do they want to do it?
Well, we have a little delay,
Okay.
but while we're waiting, yeah, I mean, definitely. No,
Okay, so get paper and pen if you guys want to try this and see, and then you can have questions and you can ask me while I'm on here, right? Like, that YouTube channel didn't help me at all. So I want to be here and help you because it's fun. And when you can understand that you can do this. Now, listen, I'm not saying you're going to write a book with your guides. I'm not saying that. This might be just wonderful guidance for your life. It could just be, wonderful information for you to know about learning your qualities and possibilities. It might be whatever it is between you and your guides. You're going to get what you need. And that's the thing. You will always get what you need. You may not get what you think you need. You will always get what you need. And so understand that that's up to the guides. They will present what they know you need. Okay.
Overwhelming, yes. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's
good.
do it.
Okay. So, okay. Did you have something?
No, I was just laughing. Guides don't judge. Somebody put guides don't
They
judge.
don't.
They have a sense of humor, but they don't
do
judge.
have a sense.
Yeah.
No, they do have a sense
Yeah.
of humor. Oh my God, they do have a sense of humor. Absolutely. Anyway, should I open this door? It's hot in here,
A little
right?
warm in
Yeah.
here.
Let me just open this door.
I'm not going to say there's two menopausal ladies sitting in here, but there is.
Hey! Don't be talking that way.
Just keeping it real.
I know it's so hot in here.
Oh, much better. Much
Oh
better.
my God, it was ice bucket in here all day. I'm doing the readings. I'm like basically bundled in a sweater, and now it's like I'm hot. Okay, so another way that you can connect with your guides is through writing, and it's a wonderful way also to kind of connect with your inner self as well. And so, so I'm going to tell you what I used to do. So as I said, I would just sit, and here's the thing: I set an appointment every day with myself. I sat every morning. I had a very strict routine. I was very strict with my training. I was very strict with what I did, with building the relationship with my guides and my mediumship development. I was very strict, and I was very structured and focused. And I believe that it makes a difference when you show up at the same time every day and you make an appointment, because it's like the guides know you're going to come, and then they come and sit with you, and then they'll start impressing upon you. It's kind of like they don't want to show up if you're not going to show up, so they want to make sure that you're showing up. And so, so I sort of treated it like a hair appointment.
Standing appointment.
I'm never missing my hair appointment.
Standing appointment.
Never going to miss my hair appointment. I wasn't going to miss my time with the guides. And so every day I made it a time that I sat and I lit a candle. I sat down in my chair. I took a few deep breaths in and out, breathing in and out. Is that the housekeepers? Is that the crew in the building?
I don't know.
Okay. It's fun. And then I would just breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. And I would just get myself centered. We want to be slightly loopy, right? We want to be a little bit loopy. So we just want a little daydreaminess. So we just don't want to be so alert, right? We just want to kind of have a little softness to us, a little bit softness. So we want to put a filter on us.
Well, there is a filter for me, but I love it. I'm going to try that.
We're gonna put a filter on us.
Okay.
We're gonna soften us. I used to be a photographer. Sorry. Okay. So all right, that was a little.
They're ready with paper and pen.
Okay. Good. So. Okay. All right. So okay. So just close your eyes. Okay. And first, I want to tell you, I want you to write down anything that comes to your mind. Anything that comes to your mind, I want you to write it down. So also anything that you see in your mind. Anything you feel. So this is very important. When you read a book, and you have a character that you're into, right? You didn't see that character because you're reading the book. You didn't see the character when you're reading the book, but you kind of felt what that character looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a knowing, like when you watch like 50 Shades of Grey or whatever it is, like that Christian, I didn't even finish the book. No.
And this is where you go?
I'm going all the way. No, but you know, in the book, he was kind of like really like sexy and all this kind of stuff. But like, I don't know who they casted in that movie, but I was like, I didn't even watch the movie. I'm like, that ain't Christian Grey. Like it didn't work for me. It wasn't what my vision was, right? And I didn't even finish the book, but I finished it. I got far enough to kind of get an idea of what he looked like in my mind, right? So also understand you might get visions, you know, and understand that too, right? So understand sometimes stuff comes to you in a way that is kind of like how you would see a character in a book, right? And I don't know how to explain that other than it's just kind of a knowing. You just have kind of created this through just an inner vision. Like, so just kind of understand that. So write down anything that you see, write down any word that comes in. If it's a broken sentence, a long sentence, a full sentence, if you saw an exclamation point, if you saw a picture, like I said, I saw a ladder going up into the sky, you know, if you have a song title, if a song title comes to you, you know, write down the song title. Guides will work with music. They'll work with song titles. You know, I told you, think of Calvin Harris and think of me. You know, I remember saying, you know, how am I doing in mediumship? You know, and they said, keeps getting better and better. Christina Aguilera was a song title. It has a song I had called Keeps Getting Better and Better. So think about song title. Anything that comes in your mind that drops. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Don't judge it. Don't question it. You're just writing. We're going to do this for just for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes. So we're just going to, is that right? 2 minutes?
Yeah, but we're already getting some feedback.
G's got a pen.
I already wrote a word.
You ready? We're not ready.
Well, you may not have been ready, but when you were starting and you said close your eyes, I followed instructions and closed my eyes and I got a word.
Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And take a deep breath in and out. Breathing in. Hold that breath for just a few seconds. And now exhale. Breathe in and hold that breath for just 4 seconds. And now exhale. Breathe in completely. Hold that breath. And now exhale. Breathe in. Hold that breath. And now exhale. 2 more times. Breathe in. Hold that breath. And now exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. You should feel more lighter now. Your shoulders more relaxed. Now in your mind, I would like you to talk to your guides. I am here wanting to connect with you. I would like to use this opportunity through writing to have an experience. I am open and ready to receive guidance. I am here now, and I ask for you to draw close. Take a deep breath in. And on the next exhale, begin to write anything that comes to your mind, to your emotions, to your visions. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay.
I got stuff written all over the place.
So this is an exercise that's about learning to release, to just, to be able to receive, really, right? It's about kind of just releasing resistance and allow yourself to receive, and um, and when you begin to make a habit of that, you will begin to feel and start seeing communication. And when you start doing it, it'll start making sense. It'll start to come together as a story. So it'll begin to make sense for you. Even if it's broken up, when you put it all together, there's a little bit of a storyline there. There's a little bit of, communication there that kind of gives you a bit of a message. Yeah. So it's a starting off. Everything takes time. Everything takes practice. Everything takes commitment. Time, practice, commitment is what you need to work with the guides, whether it be channeling, inspired writing, not channeling, inspired writing, whether it's sitting as you meditate to feel the calling cards from them, whether it's practicing awareness so you can understand the atmosphere around you and your own energetic field, so you know the difference when something steps in, that awareness. All of it takes practice. All of it takes patience. All of it takes discipline. You have to show up and do it. And when you do it, it gets better and it gets easier and it gets faster and it gets, all of that. But it's a starting off. So
can I share a couple
things? Please.
And first of all, I felt a little dizzy when I came out of it. Is that a normal?
Yeah.
I was a little lightheaded.
Well, yeah, because, they draw in a little bit and then you have your energy and a little bit of theirs. So it feels a little bit.
I don't know if anybody else was feeling the same way.
Maybe ask them.
Let's see. Julie says hers come in with songs.
Good. Like song titles or names of songs or artists or,
Kat says she saw a man. What came to her is a man sitting in a chair.
Perfect.
Flower.
What did the man look like? What was he wearing? Can you remember what he was wearing? What color was his hair? What did he have anything on his head? Was he holding anything? These are all things to pay attention to. When you start to get visions of a guide, what are they wearing? What do they look like? What nationality do they look like? What part of the era was he in? 1600s, 1500s, the Depression era? What were they wearing? What did they look like? What kind of clothes did they have on? That's all information about the era of your guide.
Katie said she wanted to know why she's crying.
Because they touched you. Because spirit is about love. And your guides love you. Let me tell you something. I am saying thank you to my guides every day. At night, I say good night to them. In the morning, I wake up with them and I say good morning. I'm always talking to my guides. I'm thanking them all the time. And you know what happens? They hear me because every time I put a thought out and I say thank you for something, they give me this overwhelming feeling of love that comes right over here in my face that feels like this incredible burst of love and affection that comes through. You know how that is when you hold back tears of affection and love? We've all had that feeling and tingles in your nose. That's what they give me. It's a calling card. It lets me know that they hear me. Do you understand? So guides give you calling cards. Pay attention to the reoccurring ones. That's for you to be aware. Being aware is very important when you work with your guides.
Julie answered your question. You asked what kind of songs, and here's a song, the title, I Will Survive, Fight Song and Hero.
Oh, okay. So they're about inspiring you to help you be strong at this time in your life, right? So they give you songs like that, right? So it's about giving you songs to kind of boost you up a little bit and lift you up if you're feeling a little bit down or not confident in yourself, right? So when that makes sense that they would give you songs like that, of course. And it's songs you know.
Yep. Sandy said she was crying too.
That's
Um,
wonderful. That means they drew close. That means that's an indicator to let you know that your support and love you. They're supporting you. They've come in close so that you can feel them. They want you to know, they give you an experience of emotion so that you can feel them because their feeling for you is love.
there's some cool answers. I mean, there were some
Good,
cool things. I mean, we
good.
may not get to all of them, but um, it's bow and arrow, so much
So,
light
what
given
does a
back.
bow and arrow mean to you?
Yeah.
So, understand you got a bow and arrow. What does it mean to you? There's data there, there's information in that. Whenever their guides aren't giving you anything for nothing. They're not going to give you a vision of something that takes a lot of effort, by the way, for spirit to give us images. It takes effort and work. If they're giving you a bow and arrow, what does it represent to you? What does a bow and arrow mean? Is it healing a heart? I don't know. What is it for you?
Yeah. I mean, another song, Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Don't stop believing. So basically what they're saying here is you're here, you got some belief here, keep going. Keep believing. What did I say? Belief, trust, faith.
Yeah, really cool answers. I mean,
Good.
really neat things. I mean, beautiful
Perfect.
beach,
And
peaceful place.
and
Gentle
also,
breeze. Yeah.
so understand you might have gotten it from feelings or emotions or visions or words or song titles or emotion, love, feeling. All of it is good. All of it is communication. And if you didn't receive anything, understand I was that girl. I was that girl that didn't get anything twice before, like two separate times, multiple times, didn't get it, got frustrated. I was that girl. And
Wrote a book. There you go.
Channeling letters every week with you. So I started off not getting it. So do not be discouraged. Like I said, you show up again, you practice, you do discipline, you make an appointment, and that is how you'll get good. And that is how I did it. I always showed up every morning. And I got better and better, just like they said.
Yeah.
Keeps getting better
Practice
and better.
makes perfect, right? I mean, practice, I mean, doing this exercise, which is,
don't be discouraged if you didn't get anything. I didn't either in the beginning before until I woke up one morning and said, it's time now, we're going to do it again. And then it worked, maybe there's some other stuff to work through first or whatever. They want to work with you another way. It's all perfect.
Well, and like you said, for everybody, just go back in and try this again. Set that intention. Do it again, and you may get more information next time based off what you saw this time, and it'll just get deeper and deeper. And
or maybe you're somewhere right now where you're not all by yourself and quiet. Right. You feel comfortable. I did it at a time when I was always by myself, and I did it at the same time of the day that I wasn't getting interrupted, and I knew I was going to be alone. So I had that space to be quiet and be for myself to do this. So maybe you weren't right now because you weren't expecting to do this. It's fine. Just keep going. Keep trying. Right. Practice makes better. Exactly. And better and better.
It's the start of the journey, right?
Yeah.
Shall we
do
our giveaways?
Okay, so let's do another giveaway. Did you guys have fun?
That was fun tonight.
Was this helpful?
We're going to do the workshop.
I mean, there's so much I could go over. I can't even tell you. I have so much data.
We might have to do another night with this.
I mean, I have so much. It's like, what can I get in an hour? And of course, I went over because I always go over. But it's like there's so much and then to answer questions and stuff. So, but hopefully I was able to kind of help you guys a little bit, understand a little bit about the guides and that they just love you so much. So much.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and put that up.
So we are going to do
the workshop.
Yep. So we're going to be giving away a ticket to my workshop. Okay. It's going to be Saturday, June 27th. Okay. If you want to get my workshop and you want to go, it's Saturday, June 27th. You can buy a ticket on my website. It's $39. It's 3 hours on Zoom. It's going to start 10 o'clock in the morning. California time. So, and it's going to be 3 hours and it's, and there's pieces of it from my book, Destination Self, where we're going to dive deeper. And we're going to add some other things and I'm going to be there to kind of help you through things. So it's going to be lovely. It's a fun class and it's about really kind of putting some gas in your tank and helping you, move forward and get some things in play for you to move forward and feel better and happier. So that's the workshop. So it's going to be Saturday, June 27th on Zoom. You can get a ticket on my website under my upcoming events page. My website is monicaturlines.com. My upcoming events page, you'll get a ticket through Eventbrite, and I will send you a link for the Zoom the week of the workshop. Okay, but someone's going to win one today.
We've got
So,
numbers coming in right now.
We got,
so we'll give
we got numbers
a
coming
minute
in.
or two. I think overall the feedback is really
Yeah.
positive, and I think it was really helpful.
Was it helpful?
Yeah, we had quite a few tears. It looked like when people
Good.
said that meant they were making a connection.
I mean, listen, Spirit's about love. I always say that 100 times. You know, I always say Spirit's about love. Whether it's your guides, whether it's your loved ones on the other side, it's love. Spirit world is love, and they love you. Your loved ones on the other side love you. Your guides love you. You are surrounded in love.
We have a winner. We have the first person with the exact number, but we had two more after. So the first person though came
double check.
Oh, I'm double checking
double
here.
Check.
I'm doing it. My lordy, lordy, lord.
We took a little longer today. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes. Okay. So you can show your number, but I definitely double checked.
So workshop.
Okay. And the winner,
22.
The first person that got it exact.
First person
was Cat Marie.
Cat Marie.
And for the ones that were after, it was like back to back, Joyce and Angie. I'm sorry.
Aww.
You had the number as well, but
Cat buzzed first.
Yeah, she was in first. But that's okay. We have one more giveaway, right?
Yep, we still have one more giveaway. So that's gonna be first of all, I'm sorry, so who Cat? So Cat won. Mm-hmm. Cat, please go on Facebook Messenger and message me your email address because I'm gonna need it so I can send you a Zoom link for our reading the week of the workshop. So please just mark your calendars for 10 a.m. California time for the workshop, and you will get an email, but I'll need your email address. So you'll get a Zoom link. So I need your email address to send it to you. Okay. So congrats. So, okay, perfect. That's another one.
One more to go.
One more. Okay.
And this one, of course, is for the reading, and I will go ahead and put that out to go ahead and give your reading number now.
Okay. So now you guys are going to try out for a 30-minute private reading with me. Any reading that you want, guys. Could be a tarot reading, too, if you want that. Could be a tarot reading.
Those are good.
Yeah, could be a tarot reading.
I had one with you. It was good.
Gia had one with me. Gia actually was my client.
That's true.
Gia was my client for...
oh my gosh.
You did like several things.
Yeah. I've had actually, well, you've given me readings. I've had group readings, private readings at my home with my friends.
We've done group readings at our house. We've done
all kinds
online
of
group
stuff.
Readings. We've done private readings. We've done tarot readings. So Gia was a client of mine before we became friends.
We have a winner.
We have an exact winner.
And somebody, of course,
that is awesome tonight.
And somebody, of course, right under it with the same number. So I have to announce that. But the first person,
I love it. Well, are you okay? All right. So the first doesn't matter because the first person.
I have the first person.
That's the buzzer, right, guys?
That's correct.
Okay. So 30-minute reading. You got to message me on Facebook. Message me with your contact information. So include your phone number too, because I could call you also. So I'll need a phone number and an email, or both if you can. If you only want to give one, that's fine. But message me on Facebook. Let me know that you won. And the number.
Okay. And the first person to post the winning number
17.
Tonight was Debbie Hutchinson Menzer. So congratulations, Debbie. I see that Shannon, you just missed it by a few, and you had the same number, so I'm sorry. But there is next week.
It'll
happen again.
Also, in this post that's up here, there is a link to get a reading with me. So it's a little bit at a discount. So there's a link up there, and it'll give you a calendar of my days available and times. You can pick what you want. You can secure your reading. And it has a lot of goodies, and it talks about the different readings, and you can pick the one that you want and all that. So there's a link here in this description of this Facebook Live, and you can click on that if you want to do a private reading with me. Okay.
Congratulations,
everybody. Congratulations, guys.
Fun night.
Fun night, right? Kind of a little bit different than the others, but good, I hope. Hope you guys enjoyed. And again, there's so much I could share, but, without going too deep and, all that, trying to just give you a really clear understanding of the love and support that's surrounding you, and that it's with you all the time. It never takes vacation. 24/7.
Nope.
My gosh. I had my guides buzzing all day yesterday. It was like they were just on charged.
I bet.
Yeah. Yesterday was
what a fun night.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, is there any other questions, or we'll chime out? I want to say thanks to all of you. If there's any final questions or anything, is that person on here?
I have the names, but Joyce asked, she didn't see the link that you were talking about. So if you can give a quick direction on your link.
Right. So there's a link. Okay. So the link for readings. So the link on the readings is going to be as soon as we end this, you're going to see the description of this Letters from Spirit, this live Letters from Spirit. There's a description of this live. And when you read it, you're going to see the link in this description. So you just have to look at this Facebook Live. There's a special link with a little bit of a discount for a reading, and they're over Zoom or phone. Yeah.
Which brings me to the next question.
Yeah.
Are you doing office readings yet? Are we still Zooming? Are we still?
So I cannot do any group readings. I had to cancel all my summer audience readings. That was heartbreaking, but necessary right now. It's just we can't do any group readings. Hotels won't let us do it. I can't do any group readings in my offices. I'm not allowed right now. We still have to be careful with the COVID thing. I am doing individual one-on-ones, spaced out. So I'll do like a couple Zooms and then an in-person, and
okay, I think that was the question.
And an in-person,
possibly.
you know, so it's like that. And yeah, so we could do something like that, or we could just do Zoom readings. I do a lot of Zooms, and they're lovely. So they're wonderful and fun. Yeah, so you could do phone, Zoom, or in person. No groups, no audience readings, none of that right now.
Hopefully,
at all.
hopefully.
I know.
In the fall.
Yeah, we'll see how things go. Well, it's just day by day. We just got to wing it and see how it goes. But there we are. So makes sense.
I think we're good. Everybody just said thank you. It seemed
Thanks,
like
you
it
guys.
was a really good night.
Hope you all
People
enjoyed
it. It was fun.
Okay. Well, you guys be good and have a good week and practice. Okay, practice, and remember the calling cards. Remember, what do you feel like? What keeps recurring with you when you're doing these things? Those are calling cards with your guides, letting you know that they're around you. That's how it usually starts. Okay. All right, guys, you be well, and thanks for chiming in. And I'll see you again. Okay.
Bye, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.